Hey, welcome to The Explainer. So today we're talking about a fire. A fire that's happening inside your body. Now don't worry, it's not a real fire, but it's a kind of biological fire that for some people just never seems to go out. To really get this, I want you to picture something with me. Imagine your body is a huge, bustling city. And in that city, you've got this incredible emergency response team, and its name is inflammation. Now, most of the time, this team is an absolute lifesaver, right? When there's a real problem, like you get a cut or some nasty bug tries to invade, they spring into action. But what happens when the system gets a little glitchy? Okay, check this out, because this slide really nails the difference. On the left, that's a normal emergency. A fire starts, the crew shows up, puts it out, and everybody goes home. The city gets back to normal. But on the right, oh boy, the alarm is just stuck on. The fire trucks are racing around 24/7, sirens blaring, but there's no actual fire. And that constant chaos, it starts to wear the whole city down. This long-term, low-grade state of emergency, well, that's what scientists call chronic inflammation. It's not some big, raging inferno. It's more like a constant, simmering alert that, over the long haul, can actually start to cause changes to the city's buildings, our tissues and organs. So what in the world is causing this faulty alarm in our city? To figure that out, we've got to get inside access. We need to take a peek inside the city's central control room. All right, let's meet our first key player, NF-kappa B. Now that sounds complicated, but think of it this way. It's the big red master switch for the city's entire alarm system. It's the boss that tells all the other cells what to do. When this thing gets flipped, the whole emergency response kicks into high gear. And when that master alarm goes off, the control room starts sending out messengers. One of the loudest and most important is this one, TNF Alpha. This is basically the emergency dispatcher. It's the voice on the radio telling the fire trucks, go here, go there. And in a chronic situation, this dispatcher is just shouting into the radio, nonstop. You know, when a city is in this kind of constant low-level crisis, it doesn't always need more firefighters. Sometimes what it really needs are a few smart experts, you could call them city planners, to come in and help fix the system itself. So today, we're going to look at 3 of these potential city planners that researchers have been studying pretty closely. Apigenin, D-Limonene, and the ones you've probably heard of, omega-3s. Okay, and this is super important to get. These helpers, they don't go out and fight fires themselves. Nope. Instead, they work behind the scenes, in the control room and around the city to help the entire emergency response system work smarter, not harder. Our first helper is Apigenin, and you can think of it as a systems expert, like a super cool-headed technician who knows how to get into that chaotic control room and just gently quiet down those faulty alarm signals. So here's how it seems to work. You've got those frantic TNF Alpha radio calls just overwhelming the system. Apigenin shows up and helps to calm down those key pathways, including that master NF-kappa B switch we talked about. And the result? The control room gets fewer false alarms, so it sends out fewer unnecessary emergency alerts. Things start to quiet down. All right, next up we have D-Limonene. Now this helper is less like a technician and a lot more like a skilled community mediator. You know, that one person who can walk into any tense situation and just knows how to de-escalate things. D-Limonene's strategy is actually pretty amazing. It encourages and supports this special peacekeeping force called regulatory T cells, or TREGs for short. Think of the TREGs as the wise, respected elders of the city. They can walk right into a chaotic scene and calmly tell all the overexcited emergency crews, all right, everyone, settle down. It's a false alarm. Stand down. This helps bring the whole system back toward balance. And finally, we've got the omega-3s. This helper is a total multitasking superstar. It's like the city's entire public works department, all rolled into one. It manages cleanup, it directs traffic, and it even helps choose the raw materials the city is built with. So first off, omega-3s are the essential building blocks for these things called SPMs. Let's just think of SPMs as the city's official resolution crew. After any emergency, whether it was real or false, this crew comes in to clear away the debris, repair any damage, and get everything back to normal. They actively help the city resolve the crisis and return to a state of peace. But wait, there's more. Inside our city, there's this constant tug-of-war going on for resources between omega-3s and another type, omega-6s. They both need the same delivery trucks, the same enzymes to get their jobs done. Now, when omega-6s win the tug-of-war, it tends to make materials that are more likely to sound the alarm. But when omega-3 wins, it makes materials that are used for calming things down and rebuilding. So by being there, omega-3s can help shift the city's entire supply chain to favor peace and resolution. Pretty cool, right? So we've talked about our city, its faulty alarm, and these three helpers. Let's take a step back. What's the big picture here? What should we really take away from all this? Okay, now this is, without a doubt, the most crucial point. And we're taking this quote directly from our source material so there is zero confusion. None of API, D-Limonene, or omega-3s is an FDA-approved treatment for chronic inflammation. What we've been doing here is just explaining the research into how these compounds interact with the body systems. That's it. And that leads us to the #1 rule of managing your city. You have to consult the real-world experts. Before you even think about making any changes to your diet or adding supplements, you must talk to a healthcare professional. They are the true city planning commissioners who can give you expert advice that's tailored just for you. So let's just boil it all down real quick. Key takeaway #1, chronic inflammation is like that fire alarm that's just stuck in the on position. #2, certain compounds like our 3 city planners are being studied for the very different ways they might help the body manage that alarm system. And #3, the big one, you are the mayor of your own city. And being a good mayor means you always listen to your expert counsel before making big decisions.
You know, just understanding these incredibly complex systems is a huge first step. It is kind of amazing to think about all this invisible work that's happening inside our bodies every single second. The more we learn, the better questions we can ask. So I'll leave you with this thought. How can we all become better mayors of our own amazing, bustling cities?